Well, hey there, party people. Who's ready to have some fun with me? The records are now open. That's right. It's Wednesday. It's noon, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Akashic Answers with Emily. I love this time that we get to spend together in the space of the Akashic Records. So here's what's going to go down. If you are here for the very first time, for the next 30 minutes, we are going to jam together in the Akashic Records. I want you guys to ask questions, you guys and gals out there. All right. Ask questions about areas of your life where you feel stuck. Ask questions about areas of your life where you are seeking creative genius. I know so many of you who tune into this space, you are powerful visionaries, thought leaders, difference makers, and here to bring legacy shift and change to the planet. So when we can tap into our genius, creative mind, life starts getting really fun. We came here on this planet to experience ourselves as creators, as creator beings. And the Akashic Records help us tap into the highest level of thought possible. All right. I'm going to keep riffing here because I definitely feel the intelligence of the Akash flowing in today, but I would love to know who's joining me in the audience. Say hello. Once you get here, let me know where you're tuning in from. And I'm going to keep rocking and rolling here. The guides are just asking me to give a quick overview of what the Akashic Records are and how we get to use them to better our lives, to step into our genius selves. I mean, we need to step into our genius selves to solve all of the recurring, repetitive, karmic challenges and issues and problems that we have. These things show up in our health, in our wealth, in our relationships, in our career choices. All right. The Akashic Records can help us identify what subconscious pattern is playing out that's causing us to create repeat circumstances in our life so we can shift it and change it. And the records also help us tap into our deepest levels of truth and help us understand who we are as inspired creative beings. That has to do with stepping into our potential and understanding our power to create here on the planet, to create a life that we love to live. The Akashic Records are the realm of consciousness that hold every detail, past, present, all possible futures, and is recorded from a neutral perspective. Neutral means unconditional love and zero judgment. Another name for this realm of consciousness is God mind. Another name for this realm is universal consciousness, universal intelligence. In the Bible, it's known as the Book of Life. And what happens is when you shift your consciousness, your internal frequency, to a state where you can hold a vibrational match to unconditional love and zero judgment, meaning you truly want the best for yourself, you want the best for everybody else. Because when you love yourself, when you truly love yourself, you're going to love other people because you will recognize the God force energy, the chi, the prana that runs through all of us. It's a bit of a protection mechanism, actually, for the universe being willing to hand you this much power, to be quite honest. Did y'all hear me when I said that? Every detail of information, past, present, all possible futures. Not only of you and your life, people, places, things, animals, crystals, all have Akashic Records, houses, businesses, in addition to planet Earth, in addition to the galaxy, in addition to governments, in addition to projects that you are working on, the books that you're writing, or the new programs that you're creating. All of it has an Akashic Record. And you, by divine right, have the ability, and if you so choose, I should say, because it does require a shifting of our vibrational frequency, but you have the ability to choose if you want to use this resource or not. This is God mind, people. If you are saying that you do not want to use it, then you stumbled into the wrong room. I don't know how you got here, but let me save you some time. You need to go find a different channel. A caveat about how the Akashic Records work, however, once you get your vibrational frequency to match that of unconditional love and zero judgment, you've got to ask questions. The records give us only the intelligence that we are ready to receive. How do they know what intelligence we're ready to receive? Well, we ask. You see how there's an essence of taking personal responsibility as well if you are required to formulate the question? And I'll be honest with you, there's nuance to formulating the right questions. If you are somebody who wants to learn how to read the Akashic Records, either to help yourself make quantum leaps in your own evolution here on the planet, or you want to help your clients do that, well, of course, reach out to me. But I forgot I was going to say something else about that. I can't remember now. All right, maybe it'll come back. Maybe it was about taking personal responsibility. We have to formulate the question. And I was going to say there's nuance to formulating the question. But for those of you who do want to learn how to do it, you'll get good at it. You'll stumble through it a little bit at first, and then you'll get good at it. But I get to help you out with that here today. So don't worry about how your questions are phrased or if they're phrased correctly. I will help reformulate them a bit as we go into the records. I'm going to ask the guides, the Akashic guides, to bring my attention to the questions that will serve the collective the most here. I want to encourage you that even if I'm not answering your specific question, if the intelligence resonates with you, that's for you. That's a message for you. You can receive that from your guides. And I'll also bring in activations that will help to shift us on a cellular level so that we can not only have fun aha moments here, we'll have a good time together here, but we'll also have a cellular shift within our body that's going to help us the next time we're in a circumstance where we need to show up differently, where we need to show up with a higher level of self-leadership. Make sense? All right. Hi, Rick. I see you. Miriam. The pink feather is here. Kevin, Tamara, Green Mountain Hippie, James, Justin Hill, Christopher, Terry, George. I see you all here. Thank you all for being here. If you are here again for the first time and I haven't introduced myself, I'm Emily Harrison, founder, director here inside the Akashic Academy. The Academy is a modern day mystery school specializing in training in your Akashic records for those of you who want to take ultimate responsibility for the life that you're living. You want to learn how to see yourself and your potential through God mind. You want to clear up some karma, which brings me to James's first question here. James Davis, thank you very much, James Davis, for being here. James is asking how to clear karma, more specifically ancestral, how to discern the difference between ancestral and past lives. Okay, so we had a couple things here. How to clear ancestral karma. And then the difference between, how do we know the difference between ancestral and past lives? Cool. All right. If you want to know the answer to this, send some love light hearts across the screen. Let's get it fired up in here for James. Thank you, James, for bringing this in. This is a question that a lot of people have. Now, what the guides want to say first about ancestral healing is that there are 1,000,001 different ways to heal it. You can even make up more ways to heal it. We are currently crafting and innovating new medicine to shift things on the planet. I have worked with students in the past. Ann Oikel is one that's coming to mind right now, who specializes in past or in ancestral bondage and how we really look at it and clear it. And to be perfectly honest with you, people need to get in there and make up some medicine. We need some new stuff. What does making up new medicine look like? It looks like going in and tapping in and then noticing what comes into your mind. And it's an assimilation of things that you already know or have experienced. And it looks like taking a little of this and a little of this and a little of this and putting it together and whipping it up in your energetic cauldron and then giving it a try, putting it on the wound, working with yourself, working with clients. This is what it looks like. And we need this. Okay. There are a lot of ways to do it. Here's how I do it in the space of the Akashic Records is we simply, like, whatever the symptom is that's presenting. Hi, Deb. I see you. All right. So let's say that the symptom is familial poverty. And the poverty is something that has been passed forward in generations. I mean, it's easy to see how this happens. Wealth and wealth consciousness gets passed forward in generations. All right. So if we are going to clear something ancestrally, how I do it in the records is I ask the records to take us back to the place where it originated. And originated, I mean, where does patterns replicate themselves? So where do they actually originate? Your guides are going to take you back to an impactful place. And then what we do is we view through the space of the Akashic records, we view that traumatic point, and it can look like a past life memory. It's something that emerges within the imagination, but we view it from a higher perspective. So it's not only being experienced from a place where the recording in the physical body, that would be in the genetics or in the DNA, is not whole, or it's incomplete, or it's only from the perspective of the victim. It's where victim mentality kick your ass again, y'all. You got to get out of victim mentality. At the end of the day, we do have to take responsibility for all of the choices that we are participating in. But that's what really creates dis-ease, or an energetic imbalance of energy, is when we perceive something from a state that is not whole. Because the higher truth is everything is whole and complete. Victim mentality, not whole and complete. That's just your side of the damn story, okay? And one of the ways that we begin to increase that vibrational frequency to get out of that victim mentality is to ask this question: what is the gift within the wound? What was the gift there? And once we understand how this particular malady served, in a way, what's the gift within the wound, we can bring it into wholeness, bring it full circle. And then at that point, we have the option to choose moving forward. We no longer have to be controlled by that pattern. I also work with light, simply using light in the Akashic records. Light is a frequency of energy that holds and transfers intelligence. So when I'm consciously focusing on holding light on a particular memory as it is illuminated in the field, individually or collectively, it up-levels what I'll call it, what that memory has a vibrational access to in terms of information. You got high-level guides coming in channeling. If you guys are like, what the F did she just say? I know, me too. We got to rewind that one. Basically, what the guides were saying is that your memory has its own consciousness, and the memory only has access to a certain amount of intelligence until you go back in and up-level the memory. Let me know if that's making sense, or if I'm sounding just a little too cray-cray for y'all today. Let me know. Is this making sense? Send some love, likes, hearts across the screen. I feel like it's pretty good. All right. Thank you very much for that question. So we talked a little about ancestral trauma. How do we know the difference between ancestral trauma and past life trauma? It can be challenging to know the difference between their... Oh, good. Totally making sense. Excellent. Okay. Here's my favorite way to figure out exactly how to work with it, whether it's ancestral or whether it's past life. Bring it into the now. Because truly the now is all we have access to, and everything is tied to the now anyway. So just bring it into the now. Examine it. What's it here to teach me? How can I learn from it? Makes sense? And the guides want to take us through some clearing right now. So if you have a hunch that, and let me say, here's how you also know what, or you can have a hunch about what originated, I was going to say outside of this time, space, reality. And to be perfectly honest, that feels like a contradiction to what they just said, that now is the only moment. All right. So if we are living in linear time and we're observing linear time, which we are doing that too. All right. And you have a hunch that an issue you're working with or has its origin outside of this time space continuum, past life or ancestral. Generally, the things that you have been working on that are really sticky, that feel like there are layers and layers and layers to. How many of y'all have them? Let's work with that one today. Let's get some clearing energy on that. And here's the other thing about these things, guys. The fact that they are all intertwined, I mean, I think it's just an invitation to examine maybe just how many layers of gift we have in these lessons along the way. There's not usually just one gift. There's always opportunity to go back and re-examine Because I find that as we move through our karma, it's a spiraling, and we tend to revisit, oh, I'm just getting chills there, yes, a lot of the same energy again and again, just from different perspectives and higher perspectives. All right, so for those of you who want to receive this activation, we're going to be working with something really challenging in your life. And I want you to call that up into your awareness, call it up into your body. Let your body feel the vibrational frequency, even if it feels a little bit dense. By the way, if you are driving, I'm going to encourage you to come back and do this later. Okay, let that energy come up in your body. I'm going to hold white light now, sending white light, transmuting white light from the Akash. Bringing through intelligence. You can imagine this white light moving through your body as well. Then I want you to breathe. Nice deep breaths. You may even feel your body wanting to move a little bit. I can notice my body rocking. Charles McLean in the house. What's up, Charles? And you may notice that just bringing your breath to this practice of the energy that's flowing in your body is beginning to dissipate that energy. It's beginning to soften it. If not, work with your energies a little more dynamically, and you can call up a frequency of joy in the body, of peace in the body. We're using the body to alchemize energy right now. You feel it? Good job. Okay, now I want you to think about that area again, sending white light into that area of your life, and think about that area with joyfulness, with peace, sending your thoughts are creation tools. Light is a creation tool. Sound is also a creation tool. So I like the sound of Om sound. The sound of Om is the primordial creation sound. So let's just finish this activation, sending powerful energy into those sticky areas of our lives, bringing God consciousness and highest potential into those areas now. Cool. All right, come on back in. Peter's driving. Yeah, Peter, just drive. Or I should say just listen today. A lot of energy moving through the space. All right, let me know if that was valuable to you. Send some love, likes, hearts across the screen. Let's go back in and grab another question here today. Conscious Life Expo in the house, right on. All right, let's find some questions here. Justin Hill says, as karma is blind and it strike all and spread like it infectious, there is no difference between the two. Now I ask you, how do you serve justice to karma? Well, I mean, karma is its own complete entity and consciousness in my experience with it. And it keeps track on its own, Justin. I don't have to do anything along the way. Karma keeps track on its own. And this is coming into my frequency too right now that I want to share with you all. How many of you are familiar with Kuan Yin? Kuan Yin, very, very powerful ascended master who came in and taught me something about karma on the way to Mossbury Falls in Mount Shasta, which is a 5-dimensional vortex. It's an energy of heaven on earth in Mount Shasta. And I was really struggling at a place in my life. I was really struggling with relationship shifts and challenges, and just felt like I couldn't make a powerful decision to become complete with the relationship karma that I was in. And I just felt like, fuck, man, I'm losing so much time. Anybody feel like you're losing time? Yeah, if I was struggling, definitely like that. And so I went on this purposeful pilgrimage to Mossbury Falls, this 5D heaven on earth vortex. And on the way there, I'm meditating and, connecting with Kuan Yin and letting nature shift my energy, and step counting meditation. And on the way back, intelligence from Kuan Yin dropped in, where she revealed that the time that we feel like we lost, karmic debt. There's no such thing as true karmic debt. We can perceive it that way. But the higher truth is all of that energy is stored for us. And once we learn the lesson that's associated with that karmic cycle, we unlock the asset. We can turn the debt into asset. We catch up with ourselves. And we unlock that resource from the universe. Carrie Ann says, love working with Kuan Yin. Cool. Green Mountain Hippie, you see her as pink light. Yes. Excellent. Om Mani Padme Hum. Thank you. April. All right, let's get some more questions up here, guys. We got a little more time in here. While we're waiting for that last question to roll in, whoever can type it fast enough. Oh, wait, Terry's already got it here. Terry's already got it. All right, so Terry, I'm going to go with your question here, but I realized we didn't do an activation from Kuan Yin. So if you want to receive an activation and an initiation, a connection with Kuan Yin will drastically up-level your compassion, y'all, if you've been a hard ass on yourself or on other people. And you receive this invocation from Kuan Yin right now. It's already flowing in through the crown. So for those of you who want to receive it, you can say yes. Flowing down through the third eye, fourth eye into the ascended heart now, into the heart, through the solar plexus, now through the sacral, down through the root, spiraling down out your feet through Earth Star, and anchoring into Mother Earth. Ooh. All right. I'm telling y'all, you might, if you go through a phase where you just feel like an incredible softie, like your heart is just so soft and you're crying over everything, it's Kuan Yin coming in. Don't worry, you'll even out, you'll level out. But remember, Kuan Yin was an ascended master, so she earned the right to hightail it out of here, off of this plane. And I think she's riding her dragon along. She looks back and she sees the suffering. When I tap into it, I like instantly connect like a sense memory to an emotion I feel in the back of my throat. You guys might feel it too. And this is good for me because I'll be honest with you all. I also have what I feel like is a decent amount of, the reptilians get a bad rap. The reptilians definitely get a bad rap. But the reptilians are known for not being as sentient as all creatures, some of them, not being as sentient as all creatures in the galaxy. And, you know, when we lack sentience or when we lack compassion, there can be a high level of manipulation and distortion in the field. So for those of you who might have some of that ancestry or DNA, I'm not talking more galactic ancestry now within you. It's cool. Like notice it, embrace it, transmute it, let it evolve into its highest cultivated form. Like if you find that you can be a little non-sentient hard ass sometimes, it's hard being a human and changing here on the planet. All right. So if you're like me, Kuan Yin might drop in for you. All right. That's all I have to preach about Kuan Yin and the reptilians right now. Let's go back to Terry's question. Terry Todd, why is it so difficult to uproot, even when you know it's the correct move to make? Okay. Well, Terry and anybody else asking this question, what I want to say is the first up level is let's fully own it. So why is it so difficult to uproot, even when I know that it's the correct move to make? That's the first thing. Because what if there's something that we know we need to do? Hi, Shay Rovada. I see you in the house. If there's a move that we know we need to make, but we're resisting it. Actually, the guys are calling me into an up level here. So when there's a move that I know I need to make, and I am resisting it, the first thing that I need to do is take ownership of the resistance. Life is requiring us all to, or I shouldn't say requiring, you have free will, you have a choice. You have a choice of whether you want to shift and change or not. But there is an invitation. It is a galactic, global invitation to evolve, to shift and change. And change can be challenging for humans when we are still, the guides are saying, connected to a fear-based thought program or a fear-based thought form, which the third dimensional reality is still collectively operating at a fear-based thought form. So that's really what it is. I got to notice the resistance in myself. And then I got to recognize, oh, if I have resistance coming up, that means that there is fear of change. And if there's fear of change, it means that I'm anchored in the 3D. And I don't know about y'all, but as soon as it becomes very apparent to me that I'm anchored in the 3D, I'm like, oh, hell, I'm running. Get me out of here. The only time that I want to stay in the 3D matrix, and I don't even want to stay in there, I should say the only time that I tolerate myself being in there is when I accidentally got myself in there and I don't realize that I'm in there yet. The Maya, the illusion, the mirage is still informing my decision making or my thought process, and I'm not fully, truly thinking from my highest level of self-leadership. I'm not thinking from my God mind. I don't know. Is that enough for y'all? Like, what once you do the geometry proof and you get to the bottom, you look at the evidence of your life and you're like, well, hell, I am in the 3D. Don't you just want to like hightail it out of there after that? All right. Thank you so much, Terry, for that. For anybody who feels like you are controlled by fear mind. Hold on one second. Let me see. How do I get that off? New comments. Let's go. Omnis Gangster literally had the same question. Cool. I want to, Omnis Gangster, if you are still here, Gangster Enlightenment, if you are still here and you literally had the same question, will you let me know what that question is, just in case I didn't answer it? All right, we are going to tap into an activation right now. Ooh, okay, this is going to be a good one. This is an activation to help bring indication to your awareness. It's going to come through the body, though, you guys. An indication into your awareness, I mean, coming through your body when you are plugged into the Maya or the illusion, or what I've been referring to as the 3D matrix. You're going to feel a higher level of dis-ease within your body. Now, your body is already programmed to give you this intelligence, to give you this feedback. Most of us are ignoring it. But I am going to call in this now. Activation, transmission. They're going to work from the chakras from the bottom up. So if you want to receive this, it's going to be ultimately an attunement that works in your body and nervous system that allows you to know or get this feedback from your body. If you're in fear mind, or if you're in the matrix. So you can just say yes now. Oops. And then when you notice that you're in fear mind, you are a being with free will. Just intend to plug yourself back into God mind, or the 5D, or the highest potential timeline available. Okay, I just want to cruise back through here and see. Omnis Gangster, Enlightenment. Okay, sorry that I didn't get to confirm if we answered your question or not. And it's about time to wrap up here. So thank you all so much for being here. You literally can be anywhere right now. So thank you for being here, being open-minded, open-hearted, willing to see yourself and life differently. For those of you who do have areas of your life where you want to learn to see through God mind, okay, areas of challenge, whether you feel like you're in the wrong relationship, or you're in the wrong job, or you feel like there's something, a project, something within you that you want to bring into being here on the planet, I want to invite you to DM me. The Akashic Records are a tool that can be of ultimate resource to you. So if you are interested in learning more, send me a DM or a PM, private message or a direct message, and I will reach out and connect where we can talk more. All right. I love you all very much. Namaste, and I'll see you next week.